Gen Zs tend to be less resourceful. They always need to come to help and be told what to do.
He actually didn't reply my emails for 2 years.
Everything that I prepare, I didn't even get to show.
I really decided after 15 minutes, I won't hire him.
Why should I work for you?
Don't ask me what y'all do.
Are you also not slay in the workplace? This is your daily catch-up. Emergency broadcast, more than 50% of you are not subscribed. Please help us subscribe down below. It will be very helpful to our channel. We love you. Okay, on to the episode. This episode is brought to you by NTUC. So recently I've been looking at job interview tips, right? Why? And no, just for work. No, so then I stumbled upon quite an interesting thread because this person was asking like, oh, do you have any advice for job interviews? I just thought it was quite interesting to talk a bit about that because some of the interviewees here have now become interviewers themselves. Okay, so you might be wondering who is this guy, right? Because I haven't introduced him. So since we are talking about jobs and interviews and tips and all that, we thought we'd probably get someone that's a bit more expertise in this area because we are just people that like to talk, right? So welcome to the show, Assistant Secretary General Desmond Chu.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so who are you for people who don't know?
Okay, so and NTUC, I look at policies, but part of the work is to work with younger people to find solutions to their problems. I'm also a member of parliament in Tampines, so if you're in Tampines, hi.
Tampines.
I love Tampines. I live in Pasir Ris,
thank
but
you.
yeah.
Oh.
You got to
Come back. There's a lot of things in Pasir Ris you don't have.
IKEA.
Oh.
Courts.
Technically,
Giant.
IKEA, I would say, is in Pasir Ris. That's my take on it.
No way, but
You can't claim that.
Who am I to fire?
But yeah, no, so I noticed that you're wearing a Young NTUC shirt. So this is what you mean by helping young people and their problems.
we want to get to know the younger people so that we get things a bit more organic, So then you can go and help them to solve their problems. Of course, with regards to work. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
We're not like un-agony thing, so don't.
My girlfriend break up with me.
What do I do?
We do get that. That's part of counselling.
It's a holistic view, right?
It is.
Wait, how old are
Nice.
you?
45.
I thought
No
that,
way.
but I thought like you look younger than that.
Yeah.
But okay, makes sense.
Coffee also?
Can.
Wait, let me see what I can say
Sounds
to
good.
get a free coffee.
Three cups.
Okay, so I mean, on the note of like first job interviews and all that, I'm not sure what your experiences are, but I thought that my first interview was pretty unconventional. So it was an internship actually for another media company. Then before that, it's like, how do you prepare a portfolio? Like as someone who just fresh out of JC, right? What I gotta submit my Bali vlog 2017 then and then sorry
it good though?
2017 I'm not sure.
Link down below.
And then like I just like printed out pictures that I thought like were nice pictures, and then maybe I can like showcase my photography skills or what. So then I bring all this, right? Then I bring thumb drive all to show them my thing. Then it sounds like it's in the 20s. Then after that I go there, right? Then the boss asked me what I watch on YouTube.
Fair question, I suppose.
Looking back, it makes a lot of sense. But as a first jobber trying to interview for my very first full-time role ever, right? Then I was very unconfident. Is that a word? When I got out of the interview, because I felt like everything that I prepare, I didn't even get to show. And then like my answers, I don't know whether they are good. And then back then, I don't know where I can go and look for this advice because all my peers are also like
Looking for
a first job.
Blind leading the blind.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So like, what were your experiences like?
Well, I think I have a pretty interesting perspective because the first place I interviewed was actually this company. And the guy who interviewed me is sitting right there.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
I wonder
It's a very long time ago.
Very long time ago,
5
yeah.
years ago.
So he actually didn't reply my emails for 2 years. And after I graduated, I thought like, hey, why don't I just try emailing this Daniel Lim again?
So I can explain myself. I printed
Yeah,
out
please.
your
Oh
email.
my god!
the first one or the second one?
Both. The context is important. At that point of time, I was only looking for one intern, and unfortunately, that place was already taken, lah. So
I feel like I'm being given a rejection.
I could have easily
This is the
emailed you and
closure.
said sorry, but like being a
But most
one-man
companies
show at
don't
that point of
afford
time.
that. courtesy lah, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but I remember actually like there were several things, and I'm looking at the differences now between your cover letters, right? And your cover letter significantly improved the second time around.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was particularly because your first one, right, was very, very long to begin with. But you kept talking about yourself. And your second one, you focused more on the publication and you said, you know, I noticed that you guys are writing about this, and like you pointed out specific like sections that you wanted to write for. And then after that, you sent me links of all the articles that you've written and how that could have fit into
Yeah, my portfolio did grow during uni because I joined like the school newspaper and all that kind of stuff.
But the thing is that I don't want to make the tip at the end of the day. You have to go get experience, because then there's that whole chicken and egg situation where you can't get the portfolio because you need to get a job, and you can't get a job because you need the portfolio, the experience.
So for yourself, right, what was maybe like your first job interview experience, or based on what I know from the Wikipedias, you were actually bonded with the SPF,
Yes. I used to work for CID.
Singapore Criminal Investigation Department.
I went for scholarship interviews. Times were different back then, right? So essentially, if I don't get a scholarship, it would be difficult for me to go to university. You probably need to get a loan or stuff like that. So there was something that I needed to do. So back then, I'm shameless. I just applied for whichever scholarship that I meet the minimum qualification.
Spray and pray.
Yeah. That's it. Because last time photocopy very cheap. One set, just photocopy multiple sets, right? Just go for it. I must have applied for no less than 13, 15.
Wow.
After JC, I'm like, okay, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I know I need to sort out immediate problems, which is okay. I got some financial things I need to sort out. All right, so I applied for many of them. Thankfully, the Public Service Commission said, hey, okay, come for interview lah. So I went for the interview. I actually wanted to be a teacher. That was the only role model you have in life, right? Back then,
Hey,
what do you have?
your mother.
Your parents.
my teacher.
I want to grow to be a mother.
Maybe my mother teacher cannot me.
Hey, sorry. My mother is a teacher.
That's not on the Wikipedia, sir.
But
Okay,
actually,
moving on.
my mother not teacher. Okay,
Yeah.
but you know, that's the person you interact with, and very knowledgeable people. So it's okay. What do you want to do? I want to teach. I don't know what happened, but the guy from MOE asked me like 2 questions, and then that's it already. Don't want to talk to me
Not
anymore.
interested already.
Yeah, that's it. That was
Do
the
you
end.
remember what he asked
Yeah,
you?
do you remember?
I have no idea. Must be.
Do you like kids? No. Okay, that's enough for today.
So it's okay. So within that 10 minutes, the initial love for the passion gone already, right?
Yeah.
Job already. Then how? Then the policeman talked to me lah. Which
Like
was
he waiting
who
outside
became.
He knew you'll get rejected. Like, he's standing outside waiting for you.
But this is
bro.
intimidating. There were like maybe 12 or 13,
What?
12 or 13 people on the panel. It's long.
Oh
And
my
all
God.
sit across this curved table, you're sitting there by yourself and you front the entire. the whole
Oh,
bunch
so
of
they're
them.
taking turns to ask you questions.
Only because they represent different ministries,
Got
they
it.
represent
Wow.
different.
That's so scary.
Wow.
Yep. The police guy who became the commissioner.
Wow.
He was the chief of staff then. He asked me, so what do you think about the police force?
Mm.
I don't know. If there's a good challenge, you think that I can do the job? Why not?
You're hired.
You think you can?
No, but of course there were tons of other questions.
The reverse side.
But some were tough questions, Like, I mean, this is Public Service Commission, right?
Yeah.
So they ask you some policy stuff, What do you think about our security, situation? So things like that. But then after that, when I went back to company line, because I was serving NS, right?
So you in the army?
I was in the army. I was in OCS. Then they called company, hey,
Of course.
they want you. You want a job or not? I said, wow, of course lah. Wow, I've been hunting for something, right? So even though it wasn't the initial passion, he's willing to give me a shot in life. I'm game. I remember I gave a call back to my parents and said, hey, they're going to offer me this. How? So I said, hey, nobody wants you, man. You better take this one.
Definitely not a teacher.
Yeah, so I took it up lah. So that's how it set my life for the next 14 years. 14 years. Yeah.
So what was the biggest case that you worked on?
Can say
The worst thing to respond to, like, what are your weaknesses, is to give like a backhanded strength.
I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I work too hard,
I don't know when to go home.
And so I love people who understand their own vulnerabilities.
I really cannot handle stress, man. I'm honest about it.
But which situation? I cannot be like, give you work only, you're going to handle stress.
No, I'm scared of stress.
I told you in the interview, I cannot handle stress. Alright, everybody, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below for good luck at your next job interview. Alright, everybody, all the best. Okay, back to the episode. He retired already.
can.
Anything you can ask a retired cop.
No NDA for this kind of thing.
My case all charge process in courts one.
Nice.
So
Okay.
high
Public
court
record.
litigation. The last one before I left was this guy called Dave Teo, and then he took the SAR 21 out of the camp.
Sydney Leisure, right?
Yeah, Sydney Leisure. So that case was a real 24 hours operation. It was non-stop. It was crazy. I remember I got a call early in the morning. They go, hey, sir, we got this case now. I don't remember going to the toilet, for 24 hours, man.
Oh my goodness.
No, it was literally non-stop because why would anyone take a gun out? And then how many live rounds does he have? Who is on his list? You have to figure out. And if you make the wrong call, you get problems. So that one is where you need to stay sharp and you need to trust people. Thankfully, you got the person, right? Because at Sydney Leisure, don't ask us how we know that he was there.
How you know?
His friends still update.
Hey guys, I'm at Sydney Leisure. Then you got a gun.
Bang, bang.
Always. But that exposes you to a different bunch of people who in school prepares you for a career as an investigator to run an operation like that. And I was leading a bunch of people that was run through the special investigation section. It is the most elite of investigators. You cannot find better group of people, and I'm supposed to lead them. How would you know how to lead them in such an operation? There's no manual.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. You learn on the job.
Every case is different. There's no
You learn on the job. And there's a high level of trust involved. I had to send people to guard locations where we think that the person might be, knowing that there could be a firefight.
Yeah.
That's the risk you take. And the guys have to trust that you make the right call, and you have to trust that they can execute on the ground. Because you have 6-7 locations that you need to manage.
Have you actually gotten shot before?
No, I have not gotten shot at, but because of the FX training I told you, the rounds, the one with the paint, I didn't know, right? So pain is only pain, ma. Then very hero, right? Wow, come, chiong. Then I got shot, right? Because I was wearing, you try to pretend to be macho, right? And then you wear the sleeveless thing, right?
OCS singlet.
SPF already, SPF.
SPF already, man. Then I got one shot. It created a little scar over here. So
Wait, it's still? The scar is still there?
So now
can
it's
see?
it's gone over after 25 years. But you got cut, it was a deep one.
Oh, wow.
Through the side. No kidding. So that tells me, wow, this is serious stuff, man.
So do you cry?
Walao, even on the cloud, so must kick until go home, right?
Have you been tased? Like, they got taser training, then they hold you, then...
They
What?
Okay, there was one. I wouldn't say product testing phase. The product is still around.
Human trials are the human trials.
But when we first brought in the taser, we really had to get our trainers to be tested. And they volunteered. So they really got shot. But of course, we have the medical crew and stuff there. But
Control
Overboard.
environment.
no, but they have to. I really got to salute the trainers who went through it, because you literally go through the same voltage as you would operationally. Then you can be able to tell and assess and say, does this work or not?
Is it strong enough?
So no kidding. Did you really went through that?
So scared.
I didn't. I'm scared. Sorry. I wouldn't want to go through that. I mean, I've seen them getting shot, but that's how people put job.
Damn.
The dedication.
The job interview. Where you stand over there?
Yeah. How comfortable are you getting tased?
Getting tased. On that note, right, is there something that y'all wish you had done differently in your interviews in your younger years?
Okay, it's going to sound very showy, but I had a really, it's not really something I would have done differently, but something that I was really glad I did. And it's research beyond just the company. Firstly, definitely research the company that you're applying for. I've had
No, but you
interviewees
say,
had no
like,
idea
when
what
I
we
say
done.
research, right, what do I research? You
So,
know?
for example, we're a media company, right? We have all our channels that are laid out in our social media. Gravity Media does all these different channels. Watch the videos and then maybe see, like, list down what you like, what you didn't like, what you think you improve, how would you ideate new stuff. Like, to me, that's going beyond, because it shows critical thinking. It shows that you've taken the effort. And even if you get it wrong, like, we know that you're green, we know that you're young and new, it's fine, but it just shows the effort put in. So, like, that just really helps the situation, because I've had interviews before who would ask me, like, actually, what do you guys do? You know?
What?
And it's like, I'm not trying to be egoistical or whatever, but it's, you want to apply it to us, you know? Or like not being able to answer the question, like, so why do you want to join us?
It doesn't feel like they want it enough.
Yeah,
right?
like sometimes the answer to why do you want to join us could be, like, might be, and I've heard before, like, or I'm just looking for something now, lor. I need the experience, or as opposed to like, oh, I like what you do and all this.
Right.
Like just fake it lah.
Fake
At
it
least
a
a
bit.
bit. Just fake
Fake
it
Hey,
a
that
bit.
is her tip.
Yeah,
Fake it till you
fake
make
it till
it.
you make it. Half the time because I was thinking like no, because right, just now you mentioned about how you should do your homework, right? Go on their website, know what they are doing and all that. There was this
Very
media
minimal.
agency that I applied for this internship job. Then I went there, I went to their website, right? They don't show any of their work. But they are big. Their name big-ish.
Their name font size 48.
Then I don't know what to do. I Google, right? I can't find. How do I search their work? Then I went to the interview. I was damn stressed. I was like, don't ask me what y'all do.
Don't ask me what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't interview me. Just give me the job.
Just give me.
No, but I fake it lah. I just pretend that I know. Like I gotta know what they do. Like I know the functions of their company, but I don't know their case studies.
I really like the
example.
videos you guys did. Which one? All of them.
They never ask me. Thank God, they never ask me.
We know that people need opportunities to find out what that job is about. Career Starter Lab, at the core of it is people just need to find out different career options. And the other problem is there are many of our younger people who struggle with getting internship and attachments. It is actually not so easy nowadays.
Yeah.
It's a competitive landscape. So say, okay, you have certain needs. Company also have certain needs. We're going to bring together all our friends, corporates, band them together, come together, offer us internships, attachment opportunities. We're going to add on some of the career guidance, counseling stuff. And we also make sure every one of these companies, it will have a proper internship attachment framework. We scrutinize it, is of good quality. But at the end of it is, we want younger people to have their shot in life.
Yep.
Right? Not everyone is well connected. Some people are just awkward. They just do not know where to start. So can a company take some risk, right? But not so risky as hire a person full time. You take some risk, you do not know what you want. Most 20, 23 years old do not know what they want. So this one allows the balance between the two. This guy doesn't have the best scores. He doesn't have the best experience. But give him a shot, 6 months, we see where we go.
You never know, because some people just need a break,
Exactly.
like catch a break. And I think one good thing about this is that we did touch upon like the whole chicken egg situation where like I can't get a job because I need experience and I can't get experience because I need a job, and this helps to like circumvent that issue lah.
It sounds a lot like a matchmaking service.
Something
like, yeah.
something.
Oh
like
no,
that.
I think the other thing also is to ask good questions.
Like, okay, what's the good question? Now the good question has changed. Last time, right?
Yeah,
a lot
what-
of people are saying, like, if you do ask, like, oh, what's the work culture like? What's the work-life balance like? Fair. And then now people are saying, no, don't ask about that kind of thing. Yes, it's important, but you should ask more about like how can I grow? Like, what's my career progression? How does it look like?
What's my growth track?
yeah, correct.
It just shows that you're serious about this interview and you actually really want the job because you've put in the effort to it. And then kind of shows me that, okay, you plan to stay here for a long time. Because at the end of the day, it's more expensive for me to
Right.
replace people than to retain them.
Right.
So then it shows me, okay, fine, you're not just here for 6 months, you maybe are looking to be here for 3-4 years, which to me is great already lah.
There is a saying that during an interview, they're not just interviewing you, you are also interviewing them.
Oh,
to see,
absolutely.
Right.
yeah.
I
to see
was
whether
one of the
you're
more
fit lah.
interesting questions that I've seen on TikTok. Cause
Hey.
I young. Right? So one good question to ask that really stuck out to me was, what's something that you've done in the past 3 to 6 months that you are proud of? And I felt like on one hand, it lets me know like what is, in a sense, the limits of the job role or how free I can be with, say, my ideas or whatever. And then it also tells me a lot about this person or like the company culture, I felt. And like, because this is a question that I also like started asking like my colleagues and all that. And I realized that it helps me get a really good check-in on like what they're interested in doing. And then like how can we like maybe steer towards that in the content that we do. Right? Because I think it shows like when we're interested in something that we're doing and when we're like just doing it for the sake of running the channel or what. So
I ask it a bit differently though. I mean, I do run tons of interviews, right? So I mean, got different types. So the curveballs one are some of my favorite. But to that question, I usually will ask, what is your greatest regret? That is important. Because it's the whole process. If you live your whole life got no regret one, right? Then I really worry one, right? Yeah, like, hey, how do you go through life, right? All of us who have screwed up, messed up, it is absolutely fine. But you need to know why. And then you reflect upon it and say, okay, I don't think I'm going to do that again because that was a regret.
right.
So that to me was like the personality revealing part. Right? So as long as it's a regret, that's fine. but what is it about? How do you grapple with that? I think that's important. Ultimately, we want to know is who you are as a person.
Yeah, resilience,
Like
grit.
how
Exactly.
overcame it,
Yeah.
kind of thing,
The technical expertise are all about the same one.
Yeah,
Right? All about
Right.
the same. And then most of the people, more than 50%, they need retraining. Because every company is kind of different and very specific. You need to train them up. But what you want to know is who you are as a person. Are you interesting or not? How are you adding to the team, right? So you want people who different skill sets coming in. So that's one of the questions. Then sometimes you ask questions like nonsensical one or not. Really one or not. Imagine that you have a basketball. Okay. How many basketballs will fill up one Boeing 747?
Is there correct answer for that?
I'm sure there
No,
is.
but it's just to,
Yeah, you can
see a
actually
thought
derive
process.
answer, but it's a thought
Yeah.
process. It's like then you see the reaction.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the person stunned already or not? Stunned already, okay. But can give you some plausible framework. Okay, can.
Yeah.
But stunned already, right? Then don't know what to say type. Then you also know that in our line of work, where you are thrown with new things all the time, then how? What are you going to do?
Right.
Like, my boss have ever asked me before, I don't know. He said, hey, how much does it cost to build the floating platform? The one we do all the national dating, right?
Interesting, because then you need to see like what are all the components of the platform.
Exactly,
that-
right? So you really trying to test whether you can figure something out.
Yeah. And it's more of
Yeah.
seeing the thought process. You don't have to get, there's no right answer. I'm sure there is a right
There is a
answer,
right
but it's about getting the thought process down. Are
Yeah.
you like calculating, okay, like a 747 has like 140 seats
Exactly.
and then like,
You want somebody that can grow in the job and then grow the portfolio. So meaning that there will be many things that I have not seen as somebody running the thing. I need you to see and solve. I'm more interested in that than what you have done previously. What you've done previously, maybe tell me whether you can or not. So it's that sense of like curiosity, what we call elasticity of functions, right? Because you will grow. Like for example, our function have changed from year to year, but can you adapt and grow?
Yeah.
That is what I want to see. So I throw curveball questions, personality questions, right? Another one of my favorite
Fun.
is how does your friend see you, and is it consistent with what you see yourself as?
So deep.
Yeah, you
It's
can
not
see my
wow.
personal
I
trait
would,
there,
I
right?
would
sorry,
say-
write it down again.
So those kind of questions allow you to express your personality. So
Alright.
don't find it as that the person is out to get me. The person is trying to get to know
Right.
who you are as a person. I'm not buying a robot, right? I'm not hiring a robot. I'm hiring somebody who's going to grow. And you want to know who you're working with. So very correct. It is like I won't call it dating process.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you're really interested in that, you surely must have questions on, right? Like, so the last part is always, do you have questions or not? So those without questions on, right? Then you're like,
Yeah.
Huh,
No.
really?
Yeah.
because you're not,
What if they already...
because I know there's never a complete fit.
Yeah.
You also won't have complete information. So the question will tell me, hey, what are you interested in this job?
Right.
So if you're interested in, hey, what's my next project? Then I know that, okay, this guy is ready to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? Cannot wait to get
What's
started.
my next project? Okay.
All right. Then if the person come in and said, okay, I'm keen on my career path. Then it's okay, at least I know you plan to stay a bit longer if given the right opportunities.
Right.
So at least you know some of this kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
So it's not bad. But the favorite ending one that somebody has given to me, right?
Wow, better listen up, favorite
I
one. ah.
salute to you. I salute the person. I really decided after 15 minutes, right? I wouldn't hire him.
Oh, so
Oh,
it's
he
bad.
turned it
It's a bad
around.
one.
Oh, it's
Oh,
bad.
no.
Oh,
Oh no, he turned it.
Yeah, I said, do you have any final thing for me? Just said he was a bit introspective. Then he said, I know you're not going to hire me. I've done badly in this thing. But can you at least help me? Give me a tip on how I can improve for my next interview.
Right.
Something like that. So I'm just like, okay. In all my years, you're the only person who asked me. So I really went to study his CV now. Said, okay, brother, you like that now? Cannot. Your strength must go to this kind of job. In fact, I will help you call my friend.
Ooh,
Whether he wants you or not.
wow.
Yeah.
So that to me was, okay, I've messed up. I wasn't good. I acknowledge that. But can you give me a shot? At least help me to improve. Then that to me was, man, this guy got hope. Right? He got excellent skill sets. He speaks fluent Vietnamese. I said, now we're expanding, people are expanding in Vietnam. You go.
Yeah.
That's it. So that kind of people, in that one question, I know this is a growth guy.
Yeah.
So do you
Growth
hire him
guy.
after that?
We actually offered. He turned us down.
Oh,
The reverse, oh no!
because he probably applied to somewhere that is expanding in Vietnam.
Maybe my friend hired him.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
but
maybe.
but yeah,
Interesting.
We actually
So going back to like good questions to ask, right? I actually realized that someone asked me a really good question. So you speak to the interviewer not as the company, but as someone who works at that company. So you turn it a bit meta and like ask him. So like you are the interviewee, and like that's the HR manager. Like, so what do you enjoy about working in this company? And to me, that's like, oh wow, okay. Like I get to now share why I love working at Gravity, for example.
Right.
You're asking me why I love working at Gravity, so that you can find out about the culture. So instead of saying what's the work culture like and all this, it sounds very, it sounds very selfish.
Right.
Sounds
It's
like
more
you just-
personal, lah, like to
Yeah.
you. Right.
And even though like, okay, I can see what you're doing here, but I kind of like it. It's like
Your ego.
yeah, and it's just like
Yeah.
good one. And I'll just share and I'll just talk and like. I don't know whether they're listening, but they're giving you that platform to just talk. And like sometimes that stroke ego a bit like helps you lah.
Julian, who I had a hand in hiring, I wouldn't say I hired him, but I had a hand in hiring him.
It's fantastic.
When I asked him, do you have any questions for me?
What did he say?
When do I start? And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was it. At first, I was like, okay, I like this guy. I got the vibe with it. Then when he said that, right, I'm like, please, can we hire him?
So do you say now?
I had to maintain my composure. I cannot make no decisions.
No,
so.
you just like your zen face like, yeah.
I'm like, no, I was like, good one.
Okay. I mean,
no, but no.
that's super risky though. Like, it really
Super
depends
risky.
on the.
Yeah,
on the
he acknowledges
interviewer.
it, but
You can come up a bit cocky.
Yeah.
Then might not.
No, but I think at that point when they have vibe during the interview already,
yeah.
I think
he
they kind
knew
of
that he
tell.
could play me.
It's all about the vibe.
He was more alpha than you in that conversation.
So if you apply here, just pray that you get Gerald as your interviewer.
John's not going to let me interview anyone from here.
So like I think you're in a bit of a more unique position where you've worked more directly with both the company side and the applicant side, right? So I found this article from Business Insider that was quite funny because so the title is I'm a millennial who manages Gen Z workers. The hardest thing about it is dealing with all their feelings about work. So I thought it was quite interesting because it was talking about a bit of like a divide between like maybe the millennial or even the boomer generation and the Gen Zs, how they act at work. And then I've seen TikToks that talk about why should we hire you? Then the Gen Z asked them back,
Why should
Yeah.
we?
Why should I join?
I work for you?
Oh.
How come this position, nobody working? How come you hire for so long, nobody want to join? What's the problem with your company? Then become a whole Uno reverse. And you know, there's that whole like employee-employer power balance, power shift and all that we've been talking about. So I'm wondering whether like in your experience, you've seen any of that and whether there's really a disconnect between Gen Z workers and older employers or managers.
I kind of know why you're asking me this question because I've been in the workplace for many years and I've seen many generations. Okay, so since the time I started to now, generational tension and divides, I've always been there.
Right.
The older generation always think the younger ones are not robust enough, not hardy enough, right? Keep thinking about new things that have not been tried and tested. I'm sure my bosses thought the same thing like me and the same thing that I thought of next generation. So is there, we just have to manage it, okay? But now I think things have changed a bit, meaning that you don't need just manage it, but can you bring out the best out of the different generations?
Yeah.
So in these younger ones, they're born in quite a different age, a lot more expressive, right? Faster in trying out things, have a greater focus on purpose. So how do you then make the best use of that and complement what you have in your team? So that is exciting. So when they mention things like, oh, okay, no, we want work-life balance. My own take is that they're not looking out for work-life balance. They're looking out for purposeful work so that they can also achieve other things in life.
Right.
So you, and it's important that as a company, as an organization, you need to be able to articulate your purpose. Because if you yourself do not know the purpose, then how would that person know? It's a fair question. It's a fair question. And how about the more touchy-feely, expressing my feelings part? Okay, that one I'm very bad. No? I come from the older school and I'm like, wow, you do a good piece of work, right? You don't need the boss to say, wow, no, Ken. It's just, okay, come, give me the next assignment. Let's just go.
The reward for a good job is the next job.
Let's just go. So I came from that kind of era one, right? But then again, there is a genuine need for people to appreciate other people's work because it is important.
Some validation.
I
will
will
be
Yeah.
break and crumble if my boss don't give me validation.
It did. So we got to recognize that, hey, it doesn't mean your way of doing is correct, right? Because there is a space where you should appreciate people for the work they've done. Doesn't mean that your era was the correct thing to do. So now I deliberately put that, okay, appreciate. Meaning that, exactly, are there anything that I should miss out that I must make it a point? For example, good presentation, okay? In earlier era, right, it was like, as long as your presentation doesn't cock up more, good already. No need people to give you a pat.
The no comment is the best comment.
Then, after I've done it, it was a bit awkward for me, right? Hey, good job for that, right? Then I find that, hey, it's not a bad thing, right? You should start to look into good of what people have done. It changes my focus entirely. Right, last time it used to be, hey, what kind of problem there is to solve, right? Now it's like, okay, what strengths can I help to build the person up? And so you move to a building mindset.
That's quite an interesting point also because like this, so the article that I just mentioned, right? At first, he's kind of complaining about how the Gen Zers, at the first sign of trouble, right, they almost like they go into some pure panic. And then they feel like, oh, okay, like now there's this problem, I need to like find my supervisor so that we can figure it out. And then like they want to share about a lot of like their interpersonal issues and all that. And then so this manager, he or she it was anonymous lah. So they felt that like they were unable to deal with all these emotions that they never had to deal with at work before. Because now there's a lot more of that like intertwinedness between work and life. So but they later on concluded saying that like, so, but now I realize that like Gen Z has taught me a lot too, because now I'm a new mom, and then the way Gen Z sets boundaries around work has like inspired me and also like made me take a different look at how I treat my work also. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I think that's useful. I don't deal with those emotion things very well, I must admit. If you come to me all sobbing, I also don't know what to do. Right? And I don't carry tissue paper with me. I also don't know what to offer you. Right?
It's something new to try. Like, appreciate.
Maybe I should. But I think these are opportunities because if the person comes to you crying, there's a level of trust.
Right.
And I think there's the opportunity to build the trust. But if you say that, hey, if you're the crying sort, you should go somewhere else and not here, then you're just seeing me as a piece of equipment. I'm more than that now. So I think seize the opportunity to build the trust now.
Another one of the findings from the Youth Task Force survey that I mentioned, right, was that they were looking at what are maybe the top 3 challenges that youth currently face. So not just career-wise, but in general. So, but I mean, A is career opportunities and prospects, B, finances, and C, mental well-being.
Okay.
But I think it's quite interesting because NTUC also has launched like a peer support,
Yes,
supporter course,
yes.
to like help with this mental health aspect specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, but through our surveys and all the interactions, mental health thing is huge. We have to acknowledge that. I think it's going to be a growing thing. Just because of the pace of life, right? The pace of changes, the pressures, the aspirations all coming together. Not only just younger people. I think even the middle-aged, older ones, everybody face this now. It's a real thing, and we do need people to be able to manage this better. We're humble enough to know that we don't have good solutions for that. So it's a bit experimental, not so, because we have tried it out. It's the peer supporter scheme. How does it work? We train people within an organization. It can be a company, it can be like NTUC. You learn some skills on identifying symptoms or where people are going through some mental health stresses. I'm sure all of us are going through some time whereby you find, hey, I think my friend like not quite correct like that. How is the best way to approach this? So we're going to give you some skills through that training. I think it's WSQ certified. So then you're like the first line, and it helps to raise the mental health quotient in any company. So at least you know that when you're somebody like that, they can help you to look out. Hey, are my friends a bit stressed out or not? Can we do something for the person before it escalates?
Right.
I think it's good for the company. We're starting in a smaller way. It's a big population. But they're doing about 1,000. Hopefully it can go to about 3,000 over time. So that's hopefully have a multiplier approach over time.
But the goal is to like have like a mental health representative or specialist in every company, is it, so that they can like kind of like provide some kind of.
I would hesitate to say specialist. I would say that at least somebody with greater awareness about what are symptoms, what are signs, what is the correct way to approach such a thing. For example, you cannot go to somebody and say that, hey, I think you're very stressed. You need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Cannot be.
Have you tried being happier?
You cannot be, right? Or you cannot be so blind to the stresses your people feel, right? So, hey, how come this guy is coming to work a bit later? How come not
Hey,
so
don't look at me,
as compared to like the previous, right? Is there something that is different now that maybe we should pay some attention to? We want that. So there's a greater self-help thing. I don't think that the whole just referring you to somebody else is going to work. A lot of times it's going to be about self-help, right? Taking care of each other, helping each other go through a difficult phase in life. So the peer supporter thing has the element inside. Equips you, you're the first line, you can deepen your skills if you want to, but really it's about greater awareness, greater support at the workplace.
I think the other good point that you brought up about seeing them as individuals also is that I think we oftentimes overuse the generation thing to kind of group everybody together when they're also individuals. So like I was also thinking, I think I read the same article where they said like Gen Zs tend to be less resourceful. They always need to come to help and be told what to do, as opposed to like in my generation, we had to go and sort it out first, then only ask the boss whether correct or not. Then actually I started thinking about my own examples at work, and I actually realized majority of the Gen Z people in our office actually are quite resourceful, and they do go and figure out their own stuff before they come to us. And so like it's really about looking at the individuals. Maybe there's some things that we can see generation wise, the purposefulness of the work, yes, or like I think Gen Zs tend to be a bit more social also. That's fine, but like also they are more than just their generation.
Gen Zs are so identifiable at work though.
It's the language.
Do you watch this TikTok video about the Gen Zs, how they sign off their emails? It's crazy.
No.
Instead of like, usually when you sign off emails like, best, regards, or
Cheers.
whatever, cheers. So Gen Zers, right, they do, when I watch this video, right, that reminds me of my experience with a lot of my Gen Z colleagues, like in previous company and this company. Okay, so when they'll sign off with another day, another slay, comma, or like what did they say?
Honestly, if you don't say slay, you're not Gen Z.
Honestly, yeah.
Hey, that I heard recently.
Slay?
They tell me slay. I was like, wow.
Slay.
What?
Must do with the hand actions.
Yeah.
Slay. Slay.
I still have no idea what it means, man. My friend was like, hey, solid.
Solid. No, I still say solid now. Yeah.
I was about to say slay is like solid.
Oh,
No, or power.
Yeah,
Power, man.
Hey, this nasi lemak power.
That's right.
This power nasi lemak is
Hey, so
power.
now if I say it reveals my age or is okay?
Yeah, no, don't say power.
Don't say
Depends who
power.
you're talking to lah.
Just say slay.
Solid can
Just say
close
slay.
one eyes.
Say,
You sure?
Yeah.
Like ESG here, the report.
slay.
Slay.
No, you just say slay.
The thing is that the different ways you say slay also got different meaning.
Serious.
Shock his
Yeah.
employees.
So like if you just like got different ways of saying slay and then got different meanings. So like you just say slay. It's like
Yeah.
cool.
Slay.
Okay.
You go,
Depends on how you
slay,
do.
there's like
Celebratory.
Yeah.
You know.
Celebratory.
I
So
can't come
how
up
I
with
put on
another
the
example.
email? I put my bold color.
So it's either like
Must slanted, italicized.
Italic.
Yeah.
italicize, whether you want to put full stop, whether you want to put exclamation mark. Got different like
Hey, got skills future course. I want to.
squiggly lines. Squiggly lines.
Last time we were activity shading.
You give me $10, I teach you.
Then,
And a little bit paiseh.
so on the note of like what you learn on the job and all that, right? NTUC has like a youth task force, right? And then they did like a survey to like try to understand what the youths are looking out for in the workspace. And one of the things that they've mentioned is mentorship. So I think a few that we've already touched on, which is like the out of classroom, right? What are actual things that I need to learn? Then the other thing is the working with people and having a mentor that will allow them to gain more like work related insights and all that lah. And then also to be recognized for their work and like the outcomes that they've achieved. And lastly, transparency and two-way communication. So, and I thought the mentorship one was very important because my imagination of the previous generation is it's more hustle. Like if I got the job here, I do it, I grind for 20, 30 years, right? I'm at the same job. Versus like nowadays, I go somewhere, am I learning? Am I growing? If I'm not, maybe I'm already looking somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, we started the youth task force really because there's a big generation gap. Not only just in terms of what they want, but what we think they want. So we said, there's no way we were no figuring out in office. Let's go and listen to these people. So literally, my guys, we went out. They sat through like, I don't know, a few hundreds of these sessions. Some are smaller, few people, some are larger. But you just sit there and listen. Hey, what your fears are, what your aspirations are, what's important to you are not important to you are. So, and that helped us to at least figure out some of the things that we think that will be useful to them. Because they are actively thinking about longer term. They're not short-term people.
Right.
Right? Say, I'm just interested in pursuing my interest, passion, I don't really care about longer term thing in life. So that was a big revelation that this group is just way not homogenous. To just label like that, you're going to get your policies way wrong. So how are you going to help them get onto careers that can achieve those stuff? For example, the mentorship thing, right? Can we have more of such people guiding our younger people in life? That's going to help them not only just as a job, a coach guide, but a life coach. We have a whole bunch of people who are very forward looking and say, okay, I want to pay back, pay forward type. So they sign up as mentors. But we also vet them. We're quite serious on
Volunteers.
We vet them, we put you through a proper interview process and training process. We don't want people to come in for the wrong reasons. Huh?
Yeah, you had to ask them the basketball question.
Hey, we have people coming in to hunt for life partners, okay? So I don't want you, okay?
Love partner.
Yeah.
How do you find it
How
out?
do they? Yeah.
They're looking for career coach, not love
come
coach,
on.
okay?
My guys can sniff these people out, don't know.
It's the Dior cologne that they keep spraying.
We got to get that one out.
How many girls can I mentor?
But even the mentees will also filter. It's important. Every day.
It's like, how handsome is the career coach?
No, or sell products, Come in, come in, now sell product. Okay, I need you do it on the side, it's fine with me. But some of them got so clingy that every day call the person. So, okay, also not the correct type. So we set the correct platform. We do a matchmaking thing. Skills, industry, matching. But we're very cautious that we don't want like the big timer, like a CEO of the company become a mentor. We want somebody closer in age, so can relate. So that's very important. So it's a big filtering process. I think we have we aspire to have 2,000 mentors.
A lot of mentors.
That's a lot.
No, but you'll be very surprised that people actually sign up to be interviewed and be grilled to be a mentor. Can you imagine one mentor reach out to 10, 5 or 10? We can reach out to 10,000 people. And you do it over 5 years. That's impact. So we hope to grow this. Actually, you guys can also join,
Yeah. I feel very strongly for like this whole mentorship thing because now I'm in my late 20s, right? I've been struggling.
I'm not late 30s.
I've been struggling quite a bit, like in the sense, thinking about my career path or like what I should do. Am I doing it right? And then I realized I have no one to like to speak to about this kind of thing.
But wouldn't you just approach somebody lah?
No, but I just feel like I'm wasting their time, or like I don't want to trouble them with my concerns.
I'm shameless about this. I have quite a few mentors for different things in my life. For faith lah, job lah. I got no shame on it. I was gonna say, I enjoying. I know what you have done and stuff like that. I have some questions that I thought you can help me to address. Do you mind if I buy you lunch that we can go through? I tell you, since I started this mentorship journey, I've never bought anybody any lunch, any coffee. Every time they end up paying for me.
Oh, so
Free
nice.
food, free drinks,
No wonder
free
people want to
advice.
sign up to be career coach.
Super. And people really, even though they're very busy, they will still find time for you. Right? I've never rejected anybody who say that, hey, can I have half an hour, 1 hour of your time? I want to enter this industry. Can you help me? I always end up buying people also.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ask your boss and say, hey, I need this thing. You sure buy you?
Like honestly, right?
Hello,
like,
John.
I need a new SSD and a new Adobe account also.
like people, like especially people who are senior, like enjoy being asked these questions because
Really?
yeah, because at the end
Interesting.
of the day, like maybe it's ego or whatever, or just the feel the need of feeling important. It really is flattering to be asked. Like, can I get some thoughts of like my
I look up to
career
you.
and, like, yeah,
to
like
provide.
it's exactly like Simon Sinek. You guys are familiar with him. He's like this motivational speaker, life coach. Also, he mentioned that no one really asks anybody to be their mentor. It always starts off with a question like, "Can I ask you out for coffee?" I just have some questions, and then they become your life coach because it's just somebody that you end up asking. And then when he asked his mentor, like, "Did you realize you're my mentor?" And then the mentor was like, "No, I didn't realize that." But like, I always felt like you were my mentor because them sharing to a junior person allows them to also be deep in their thoughts to reflect about things. Because it's not like I'm like at home and then thinking about, my life journey has been like this so far. Someone asking
Then
me
you
about
reflect
my
on the
life
spot.
allows me to reflect. Yeah, so then
So
it's
later-
actually a very good
Later lunch, I'll buy
symbiotic
for you
relationship.
coffee,
Okay, sure. And then I have to end up buying for you. Yeah,
Okay, later coffee I buy.
Wow,
yeah you
that's
guys.
so
Denise,
Hey, but I cannot mentor you about social media. I'm really bad one.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm like
Life.
I'm like dinosaur.
Life
No?
mentor.
You need to do the TikToks, man. That's how you.
It's not that I didn't try about TikTok.
Oh, you got try.
Oh, you got tried.
I tried, but no easy.
You know who can help
lah.
you?
Yeah.
Shams.
Oh yes, I will be your mentor.
So sometimes you just need to be humble and say that no, the certain spaces they know best. Like give them, let them run free, right? And then see what we get.
Humility and trust, lah.
Yeah,
Trust
you need to
them
have
do
that.
it. Yeah.
The skill sets are so elastic now, our younger people, right? So if you constrain them, you don't get the best of them. So we're going to go for this very long roadshow, no? We're going to meet up with the policymakers, our people from SNAF, the employers, sharing with them our data, what we have seen. So we're going to share our report, our understanding of the group. But what we really want to do was that, can we build better workplaces? If we can get our employers to change their thinking about our younger people, I think we have a chance at better, more understanding workplaces that you create less tension between the two. There's no way you can make us younger. The only way you can do is that you create a workplace that maximizes the skills. Right? Don't treat them as that a necessary evil. And it works both ways. That the bosses cannot change, neither does the staff. No. I think that once you have that platforms to change, understanding where each other come from, we have a better chance at that. And there's so many myths that I think needs to be just broken down. For example, like we talk at length, right? Is Gen Z something so typical? It is not. It is not.
What would you advise younger people today who are applying for jobs? Because I'm sure many of them are also watching, wondering.
Okay, maybe just me interviewing the people who I need from organizations. So you have to take it with a pinch of salt. But I'm really interested in who you are as a person, right? I'm interested in whether you're solid in a certain way. Where are you vulnerable in, right? So earlier you asked whether have I failed interviews before, right? Obviously I had, right? I applied for so many scholarships, but I only got one, right? So you also rejected many times. Doesn't mean that, I cannot do a job, but just they think that I need to work harder and do this better myself. Then after a few years out there, you learn, you try to get better at the things that you think you should be doing. Then you go for another job interview. And then you hope that you're done enough. So I've gone through that. So I say that sometimes you got to take some risk. All right. Don't be too hard on yourself. All right. And to the interviewer, it's about you and your vulnerabilities. Well, I'm not interested in a perfect you. If I'm seeing a perfect person, then I'm very worried. Yeah, because
Nobody's perfect.
You're either lying or...
Because when you come in, I'm going to make you imperfect. Yeah, because I'm an imperfect organization. We have a lot of problems too.
It's so self-aware.
It's like that, right? We don't run the tightest ship. We still slip on certain areas, but that's life. I don't need a perfect person. I need a person that can grow with me. So it's okay to tell people your vulnerabilities. I think it's fine. And it's okay to sell some of the things that you have done before, but it's more important that I want to know what impact you want to make. If you come to me and say that I just want to make money, fine, it's okay. But beyond that, is there something larger you're looking for? Is there an impact for your family? Do I want to set a good example for my family? I have people who told me that. Then I'm like, okay, Jose, this one responsible person who really wants to set examples, so great. Some person who tell me that, my vulnerability is at certain times I don't handle certain stress very well. Just like you tell me what kind of situation.
Is there a weakness though? Like to say that in the interview?
No, it's fine. Because I need to know under what all of us are vulnerable to stress. And all of us have done things that we're not proud of because of stress. We have all done that. We have slipped in some of assignments because we couldn't manage it well. I want to know why and when. Right?
How you overcome.
Exactly. Because you're self-aware, you see, then that's great. Better than some person who don't understand stress and say, hey, can no regrets, no stress type. Then I get very worried,
Because the first time they actually come across
Then
stress,
you have to deal with that.
They're either going to crumble or they actually lied about it.
Yeah, so I love the self-aware people very, very much. I love people who understand their own vulnerabilities because then you're complete. Right? Then I know how to work with you.
So the worst thing to respond to, like what are your weaknesses, is to give
I
like
have
a
none.
backhanded strength. Like,
I'm a perfectionist.
yeah.
I work too hard,
I work too hard.
I don't know when to go home.
If you hire a perfectionist, it's very tough for the rest of the team.
Oh, that's true also.
It's very, very tough, right? So do I want somebody who makes the rest feel so bad?
You're gonna rub it off.
You don't want that. You want somebody that can, build each other up. That the whole building process. I don't want a finished product.
Yeah.
I don't want a finished product. So,
Okay. We all know how to interview at NTUC already.
Okay,
but
so
that's just me lah.
Young NTUC.
Be so vulnerable.
That's me lah. So
I really cannot handle stress, man. I'm honest about it.
but which situation? I cannot be like give you work only. You're gonna handle stress and die.
No, I'm scared of stress.
I told you in the interview, I cannot handle stress. What you mean?
You gave me 6 months.
I'm wondering like where else can I get more help, right? Like looking for a job, etc. Like, is there anything else that NTUC's been doing?
So we have launched this NTUC starter membership. They have career counseling, you have mentorship.
Right,
I think you also have some mercantile benefits. Right? So for example, you show your membership at certain places, you get discounts and stuff. Right? So those are more lifestyle. But the key value is in the career side of the house that we can help you. There'll be networking sessions that we can bring you to. We have industry sessions we're going to bring you to. So we hope that it's the start of a long journey with us because people do go through different life stages. Please come and sign up. If you have not, it's only priced at $36 as compared to $117 for the main membership. Gravity Media, you got a lot of younger people. You can sign up for your younger chaps. You can pay for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you pay for us,
as
then.
employee
Then.
as employee membership
Happy birthday.
privileges.
Oh, really?
You can do that.
Okay. That's not bad.
Okay, so thank you very much for watching today's episode, and thank you very much to our partners for today, NTUC and of course ASG Desmond for joining us.
Thank you so
It's been
much.
very insightful.
Thank you.
If you've resonated with what we've talked about today, do give Young NTUC a follow on all of their social media accounts. We will link them down below, and you can get like latest announcement and updates on their initiatives, and also to help kickstart your career journey. For more information or to sign up for the NTUC starter or to provide feedback on their programs, you can go to this link. Come. We like to give feedback, right? Over here. Okay, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's real.
Actually,
Oh my god, you should totally read this.
Yeah, read this.
Oh, read this.
No, the funny
resume.
thing is that your loyalty thing, you actually didn't give yourself 5 out of 5. Sometimes you're disloyal.
Yeah.
because a good worker, right, will question at the right time and not follow blindly.
No, but that doesn't mean loyalty, what? Like,
Yeah.
I think your writing skills might have been the reason he didn't
You
reply.
might want to do a rethink on this.
yeah.